Tweederson, the outlaw. That's what he likes to be called because Mr. Turki Al-Sheikh is the one that named him, and he hasn't said anything about that name. I remember there was other content creators that tried to give Shakur Stevenson a name, and he snapped at them, and he has not snapped at Turki Al-Sheikh. So I'm sure he likes that name. As we all know, Shakur Stevenson is gonna step back in the ring, and it's gonna happen in Saudi Arabia. And his opponent is gonna be none other than JOECORDINA. But now, I always thought that was gonna be the undercard or the co-main event. But now it's stated that that fight is gonna be taking place on pay-per-view, which I really don't agree on. I have no clue why they did it this way, but they did. And it was the first time I ever heard of anything like this happening. And it's very weird how they did this because Shakur Stevenson is gonna be on the pay-per-view, right? And ESPN Plus is gonna have the main event for free. Well, not really for free. You're gonna have to be a paid member for their subscription. But if you're already paying for it, you will get the fight for free and you'll be able to watch it. And not just that, Shakur Stevenson will debut on pay-per-view as he has never been able to do a pay-per-view by himself. But now he's gonna be the main event for the pay-per-view. But then there's another fight right after that, and it is gonna be taking place in Saudi Arabia. And also the pay-per-view is gonna be during the day when everybody is working. Well, not everybody works on Saturday, but a lot of people still do. Now, I personally buy 90% of the pay-per-views, no matter who it is. And it does get pretty expensive because there's 4 major platforms that keep bringing out fights. Imagine if Top Rank, ESPN, and PBC and Golden Boy do a fight every week, and it's $70 per fight. That bill will add up. But I do pretty well, not off of YouTube. I barely even make any money off of YouTube. But I do have my own business, so I do make a pretty good living that'll let me do that. But I know a lot of people will not be able to do that because it does get very expensive. But I don't know if I'll buy this pay-per-view because I want to watch the Bebo versus Bertaby fight. I mean, Shakur Stevenson is fun to watch sometimes, but not his last 2 fight performances. They were very lackluster, and I fell asleep, man. I mean, we did all see Shakur Stevenson's last performances, and it happened in his own city, which a lot of people did walk out in his own city. That is unheard of. And I would just imagine that people won't buy this pay-per-view because of his last 2 showings. He is just too careful. Nobody really wants to see that fight. I don't even know if that's an acquiring taste. That's like trying to taste a lollipop and it tastes like ish, and I tell you it's good, and you try it and you be like, what the heck is this? So it's something like that, because I get it, boxing is boxing, but a lot of people call these boxing fights. Are you gonna watch the fight? They're not gonna say a boxing event. So yeah, it's cool to have people box, but everybody wants to see knockouts and people beat each other up because that's what we're paying for. It's like getting a pizza and you get served a hamburger. You don't want the hamburger. Well, hamburgers are good, but you want the pizza right then and there. And that's what I believe, that's how it is. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna be real. Well, I usually buy all the pay-per-views, but I will not buy Shakur Stevenson's pay-per-view unless he fights somebody that I want him to fight, like either Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Tank Davis, because just of his last 2 showings, and they sucked. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't have fun watching that fight between Edwin de los Santos or I forgot his other fight. I don't remember, but because I fell asleep, and I fell asleep on both fights, and it's just, I'm not gonna buy that fight because I do not want to miss the Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol fight, and that one's gonna come after the Shakur Stevenson fight. And Shakur Stevenson, I don't want him to put me to sleep. I know last time I did drink some coffee, but it wasn't strong enough, and I got the highest 2 double shot coffee with the most caffeine available at Starbucks. not promoted, but I'm willing to be. And I still fell asleep, so I already know what to expect on the Shakur Stevenson fight. And I do not want to be fighting asleep. It's Saturday. I want to go out kicking with girls after this. And I'm just trying to be really nice because I'm a nice guy. But you did say F the fans Shakur. So I mean, that's my rebuttal.